Hello, today I'm talking about discussion strategies used in the classroom. Thanks to the workbook activity, we learned a little bit about using debate styles and debate in the classroom as a discussion strategy. And I think that was really interesting because I love the idea of debates, and of course they think of more like debate teams in high school, but I never would have thought about using it for younger children. But I know a lot of the teachers that I've observed talked about, especially in fourth and fifth grade, how that age group is very competitive, and I think that using debates would work great in fourth or fifth grade. So I was really excited to look into some different discussion strategies. Of course, we read about some in the textbook and talked about them in lectures, so I knew about like fishbowl, and I've heard about think, pair, share now over a year ago in other classes, but I always like to look into new and different things. So I looked at a couple different websites and first looked at Edutopia, and there was a section talking about kinesthetic engagement. So Four Corners, Think, Pair, Share, Sticky Chat, and Gallery Walk. You can integrate kinesthetic engagement into classroom discussions, post images related to what you're teaching in the corners of the room, and direct students to stand next to the image that they find most appealing. Pair students by image and ask them to conduct some independent research about their chosen picture. If your student does not have ready access to computers, you can provide them with books to explore. Simply ask them to record their thoughts on the images. Create discussion groups of 4 by combining pairs assigned to the same image. Finally, ask students to write about what they learned on sticky notes and post them on the images. The class might then engage in a gallery walk to learn from one another's findings. So I was really intrigued by gallery walks. I love the idea of getting kids up and moving. They always have lots of energy, and I know from my personal experience that just sitting and listening to a teacher talk never worked well for me, certainly. So the idea of getting them up and moving is automatically more engaging. So I wanted to look more into gallery walks, and I found a list of more explanations for some class discussions on Cult of Pedagogy. So gallery walks is a high prep discussion strategy. It's also sometimes called chat stations. It's basic structure or stations or posters that are set up around the classroom, on walls or tables, and then small groups of students travel from station to station together. So it's another form of stations, performing some kind of task or responding to a prompt, either of which result in a conversation. So I've participated and helped teachers in stations now, and it always goes really well as far as engaging. So it's a new type of stations, or new to me anyway. So gallery walks can stay true to the term gallery, where groups of students create informative posters and act as tour guides, and you can even have students give short presentations about their poster and conduct a Q&A about it. So I was thinking for Edward Tulane, we could first do like a story map and then take those individual images and information from sections of the story and then have students create visual posters in groups and basically present each one of their posters to the class. Or I could even have something prepared beforehand and have students walk through the story. So really got my gears turning. There's clearly a lot of different good discussion strategies, but even versions of the gallery walk really spoke to me.